welcome to my channel. Bear with me, this is my first video I've ever done, really. So tonight we're going to be making individual chicken pot pies. Several of my friends have requested this recipe. Hang on. So yeah, let's get to it. Give me 1 second, just washing my hands out. Okay, apparently I cut my finger. Just gonna wash my hands before we get started, obviously. Okay. And grab my little dish towel here. Ignore my messy, slightly ugly kitchen. It's nothing fancy. It's just a nice, normal house, I guess. Yeah, so anyway. And obviously always wash your hands before you start cooking anything. So like I said, tonight we're going to be making individual chicken pot pies. I've already got all the ingredients together and organized, so I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing. So we have 2 cups of chicken broth, and we're just going to put it in our pan here. Okay. And so then I have 3 chicken breasts already cut up. I have found that it's a lot easier to cook, especially if you're putting it in a recipe. You know, like if you're making it in something, it's easier to go ahead and dice it and then cook it. So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna put our chicken in. Oh, actually, scratch that. Let me turn you towards my stove. Again, please ignore my little messy kitchen. This house is like 100 years old, so the doors fell off a long time ago. Anyway, so we're just gonna put it on the stove here. And we're gonna turn the heat to 8 or like medium high, I think it is. A cute little apron. Anyway, so then, let's see, we've got our chicken, we've got four cloves of garlic, 1 shallot, which I'm obsessed with shallots right now. We have 3/4 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese, fresh Parmesan cheese. Obviously, you can leave anything out if it's not to your liking. And then we have 1/4 cup of cream. That will come later. 2 cans of biscuits. A bag of mixed vegetables. I just got the 12-ounce bag. Should be more than enough. And then in here we have our spices. It's a 1/4 teaspoon each of let's see, cumin, turmeric, and thyme. And yes, 1/4 teaspoon each of cumin, turmeric, and thyme. And then 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper and seasoning salt. And then I just like to mix it all together really well. So what we're doing now is we're just waiting for the broth to start boiling. That's actually what I cook my chicken in. While we're waiting for that, we'll just take the garlic press here, and I'm actually going to put it into a bigger bowl. It's super easy to use. I am kind of obsessed with this thing, honestly. So you just put it in and squeeze. And then you kind of work this little red thing here to kind of get the garlic off. It's a little bit of a challenge. Okay, so it's a lot of a challenge, but I like a challenge. So anyway, and let me see here. It does not want to cooperate with me right now, so here we go. Okay. And then, of course, you're gonna have a little garlic left in the thing. I like to kind of scrape it up with my finger, or actually, probably the better way to do it is to use a knife, like a butter knife. Just kind of scrape it up a little bit and press the rest of it until you really just can't get any more. I don't know, I'm really weird. I don't like to waste anything. Right, and then you just kind of scrape that off. And you'll actually have a little left over, and you can just put it right in the thing. Because, yeah, I mean, it's usable. Okay, and then just kind of scrape that into the bowl. And I can get the garlic out. And then you just go on to the next one. Okay, come on. Now, please keep in mind, I am not a chef. I am just a woman who likes to cook and try new recipes. And if you guys are interested, please, I think there's like a subscribe button somewhere. Yeah, so if you want, go ahead and press that thing and maybe you'll see more videos from me. I don't know. Depends on how well this one goes. Yeah, so anyway, and I do have a tendency to ramble, so just bear with me. Especially when I'm nervous, which I'm a little nervous because I am not one to seek attention, and yeah. Anyway. Garlic. In case you can't tell, we love garlic in this house. Well, my dad and I do. My mom, not so much, but she tolerates it. Love you, Mom. Anyway, so let's put all this in here. And it sounds like our broth is beginning to boil. So flip that around. Dang it. Sorry, my nose itches a lot. I don't know. I think it's allergies, maybe. It's the only thing I can think of that it would be. There we go. That's better. Okay. I think that's all we're going to be able to get. So, hang on, give me 1 second. We're actually gonna toss this a little bit. Okay, and put this over here in the sink. Get my hands off. Whew. I love garlic. Hang on. I love garlic, but it can smell. Anyway, oh, and I forgot the somewhat most important part. You need about 8 ounces of a white wine or red wine, whatever your favorite wine is. But this one is not for the recipe. This one is for drinking. Cheers. So good, so good, so good. All right. All right, so our chicken broth is boiling. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna pour the chicken very carefully into the broth. Put this in the sink. Like I said, ignore my janky kitchen. Just get a spoon and kind of break up the chicken. All right, and we'll let that cook for a bit. In the meantime, you'll need a medium bowl. And in this medium bowl, you'll put your mixed vegetables. Just dump them on over in there. And then your cheese. Your shallot. Your shallot. I know, I'm goofy as all get out. Just, like I said, bear with me because I don't have a single idea what I'm doing right now. All I know is I'm cooking dinner for my family. Your spices, just kind of sprinkle those over in there. Toss that in the kitchen, or in the sink. Your garlic, dump that in there. Let me see here. I'm just going to use a small spoon to kind of there. And then take your cream and just pour that over in there. And into the sink. And now normally I would wash dishes as I go, but since I'm filming the video, I will not be doing that tonight. And then all you do is, let me see, you just take a spoon, or you can even use your hands and just mix all this together. It looks kind of dry right now, but the chicken broth that the chicken is cooking in, when I go to drain the chicken, I actually like to keep some of the broth and put over in this mixture. So we're just gonna mix this up really good. Oh, it smells good already. And no, I did not put my face in the food. I just leaned down to smell it. All right. So that's a big green bean. All right. Anyway, so now let me check the chicken. God. Sorry, I'm getting phone calls. Okay. Now, the best thing, in my opinion, the best thing about dicing the chicken before you actually cook it, is it cooks really, really fast. So yeah, I mean, like it's already done. So now all I need to do is turn the oven on. And we're going to set the oven at 450. Well, actually, yeah, we'll do 450. Go ahead and turn this off. And turn you around this way. All right. There we go. It's a new stove and I keep forgetting how to work it. Okay. So I'm actually going to just take the chicken out with a spoon and just pour it over in here. And I mean, even if the chicken isn't all the way cooked right now, we are going to be putting it into the oven, so it will cook even more. So I mean, no matter what, by the time it's actually finished, it will be fully cooked. Okay, almost got all of it. It's a little tedious, but I mean, it's worth it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're just gonna spoon out. Well, I'm not even gonna spoon it out. We're going to save out. Hold on, I gotta do this right-handed. We're going to pour out a cup. Okay, and I'm gonna save that for my doggy. Just pour out a cup of the chicken broth. Pour about half of it in there. And I mean, you might not even need the whole cup. So we're just gonna mix this up really well. Actually, hold on a second. And there's no water in the sink, so don't be thinking that I'm pulling dishes out of dirty water or something. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, we're not even going to need the full cup, so really half a cup. So let's see here. All right. I love this recipe. It is so easy, and honestly, it takes very little time to make. Yeah. All right, and so this is how it looks now. So now what we're going to do, go ahead and pour all this over in here. Put that in the sink. And the rest of the chicken broth, I'm just putting in my refrigerator because I am saving that for my dog. And I know I'm not really supposed to be drinking wine, but it is a low-calorie wine, so there's that. I'm not supposed to drink wine because I had weight loss surgery in August, but it's so good. Let's see, where is it? Oh, here it is. So I like to use this big, huge pan for these. You don't have to grease it or anything. Here comes the hard part, opening these biscuits. Do you guys jump when you open these things? Cause like, I know what's about to happen, but for some reason, I still jump every single time. Anyway, told you. I don't know why, it scares me every single time. I think it's kind of like a Jack in a Box, you know, when you go boom. So it's like, I don't know. I think Jack in the Boxes are traumatic. But yes. So I'm actually using 2 cans of biscuits tonight. Because the last time I made this, it made more mix than biscuits. So yeah. Alright, and I need a plate. Sorry, I know it's loud. I'm not a quiet cook by any means. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place these biscuits on the plate until I actually need them. Okay, come on. So now for the fun part. All right, the fun part being flattening these suckers out. So hold on, I'm gonna show you guys how I do that. Let me move the camera down a little bit, if I can. Hold on. Forget it, I'll just do it this way. Hopefully you guys can see pretty well. So basically, actually, let me do it. Hold on. Alright. So pretty much what I'm going to, of course, you see I've got my plate of biscuits here. So I am just going to go in with clean, dry hands, and you're just going to flatten it out. Just like that. You want to keep the round shape though. Oh, I need a fork. Alright. So, all you're going to do, and let's see, we don't need this big spoon anymore. So you're just going to take a normal spoon, and you're just going to, let me do it this way, so because I want y'all to be able to see. You're just going to take a spoonful of the mixture, just like that, and set it on top of the biscuit, the flattened out biscuit. Okay, get that out of the way. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this and very, very gently, this is the hard part if I'm honest, you're just gonna fold it over just like this. Kind of flatten that out a little bit, and of course, you know, you'll have, if you get like the buttermilk biscuits like we always get, then you'll have like little bits of butter left on the pan, but you can just take that out and put it back on the biscuit. So then all you do is you take your fork and kind of go along the edge just like that to make a kind of like a waffled edge, I guess. And just flatten that out. Okay, and I'm looking for this. Okay. So then I'm going to go in with a spatula so that I can very, very gently lift this up and actually kind of put it on the edge here. And you're just going to repeat that process with all the biscuits until all of them are full. And I know this is seeming like it kind of takes a little while. I promise it does not take as long as what it seems. It's just taking me a little longer tonight because I'm making the video. I'm having to be a little more, I guess, cautious maybe? I don't know. I had a little bit too much in there. I want these to be just right. I want it to be nice for the video. And just fold it over. This one does not seem to be wanting to cooperate. And you're probably going to have at least one or two that doesn't want to cooperate. That's perfectly fine. They do not have to be perfect. Nothing in this life is ever perfect. As much as we might like for it to be. And our oven is ready. But it can wait. Now, the original recipe actually calls to use, actually says to use a puff pastry. But I gotta be honest, puff pastry is expensive. And so if you want to do this on a budget, then you'll want to use the biscuits. You can also use pie crust, but I didn't really like the way they came out with the pie crust, or when I used the pie crust. So I mean, I prefer just to do it this way. And now something else that you can do too, if you don't want to do like this crescent shape, what you can do is you can do it this way as well. Let's make this one the way the original recipe called for. All right, actually, and then the original recipe called for there to be like a full kind of pie like this, and you just kind of go around the edges just like this. Actually, I think I might do the rest of them this way because I can fit more in these. I mean, I like the crescent shapes, but honestly, for the sake of time, because my family's going to be, or my parents are going to be back very soon, and this is already a really long video. Just kind of pry that up and then just set it on the edge. And actually, you know what? Something that you can do if it's kind of sticking a little bit, like these are starting to stick, you can just take like a little bit of flour and put it on your surface. And then just do it this way. Now, granted, it might make your biscuits kind of come back a little bit, but yeah, it still works. Yeah, I think I like this better because I can get more of the mixture onto the pie, so to speak. Yeah, I think this is going to work a little bit better. And if you do happen to have some of the mixture left over, like I almost always do, you can freeze it and save it for another day. I think you can keep it in the freezer for, I don't know, up to a month maybe a little longer. I've actually gotten into the habit of making these pretty regularly, so I mean, that's what I did the last time I made these. I used some mixture that I had left over and had frozen. So, oh, much easier. I don't even need the spatula to pick it up anymore. Just kind of spread that flour around. And if you do it this way, it'll make 8 pies, which is about what you want, I guess, depending on how many people you're feeding. So, but yeah, this particular recipe should make about 8 pies, maybe a little bit less because I did do the 2 halves. Actually, since I'm doing that, I'm actually going to start using this little spoon so I can put a little bit more on there. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I got a little too much of the sauce. Okay. Darn it. That's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? Okay. Well, this ought to be interesting. And actually... I am actually going to kind of clean that up a little bit. Hopefully that does not mess it up. Okay. This is just really, really weird for me because normally I would be listening to music while I cook. Let me know in the comments if you guys normally like to listen to music when you cook. And what kind of music you like to listen to. I have a tendency to prefer artists like Dean Martin, kind of the type of thing that you would hear, you know, like in Olive Garden or something. I don't know what it is. I actually have a playlist titled Let's Cook, and it is nothing but like Dean Martin and I don't know, I guess maybe what you'd call Italian type music. Or what you would think would be. I don't know. That just sounds awful. But, or I feel like that sounds awful. Anyway, let me stop rambling. So we're going to pick that up and put that right there. Add a little bit more flour because we got sauce on our pan. Yay. That's another thing too. You can have so much fun when you cook. Personally, one of my favorite things about cooking is you can truly cater any recipe to your own liking. It does not have to go specifically, I mean, you don't have to follow my recipe specifically. You know, if you don't like cumin and coriander, wait, did I use coriander? No, I didn't use coriander this time. But if you don't like cumin or turmeric or anything like that, by all means, don't add it. If you like, I mean, if you prefer, you know, like, I don't know, rosemary, something like that, by all means, add whatever you want to your recipe. It is your recipe. This is just a guide, I guess. That's kind of how I look at it. Cooking can be so much fun. Just, you know, just have fun with it. Use your imagination. Like, I don't know, be artistic with it if you want. Yeah, just kind of do whatever you want with it. You know, it's not gonna bother me. I'm probably never gonna see it. But if I do, that's fine too. Yeah, I don't know, that's kind of what I like about cooking. And for me, it just, I don't know, I think it's fun, and it's, a lot of times it's just kind of a distraction from everything else that is going on in the world. Like, no matter what is happening elsewhere, the one thing that can bring everyone together is food. Everybody loves food, right? I mean, we all need it. We all have to have it. And I'm pretty sure we all enjoy it. But yeah. Okay, and just put your mixture on there. Ooh, that's a lot. Use a little bit more that time, but that's okay. I've said it a couple times at this point. It does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be beautiful. It just has to be edible. And as long as it's edible, that's the important thing. And as long as you have fun with it, those are the important things. Have fun with it. Don't kill anybody. Anyway, I'm rambling again. I'm sorry. A little bit more flour. And in case you can't tell, I am running out of room. I might have to start using the plate. All right, almost done. Whew, chicken's really kind of sticking up there. Okay. This little pie has a peak. A mountain peak. Okay, and then just flip that down. Now, one thing you do want to keep in mind, if you do use pie crust or the pastry dough or whatever, you'll want to do an egg wash on it. So like, hold on, I'm gonna stick those right there for a second. Like I said, I'm running out of room. But yeah, you'll just like kind of beat an egg and do like an egg wash on top. I'm not going to do that with these because these are buttermilk biscuits. So they should get nice and golden on their own. Okay. And it looks like I still might have a little too much mixture, but it's fine. It honestly won't be enough to save any of it. And yes, I just ate a piece of chicken. I'm cooking for my family. It'll be fine. If I was cooking for other people, I would not do that. But I'm just cooking for my parents, so. And, hold on. This is the part that gets a little bit challenging, is when you start to kind of run out of room. Alright, I need to move this. Can't move it. Okay. And see, this is where it gets a little bit challenging. Hold on. And see, this is the great thing about using biscuits. And this is actually why I use biscuits instead of puff pastry or pie crust. Aside from the fact that puff pastry is like $6 a box and you only get 2 of them. The biscuits stretch. The pie crust typically does not, and the puff pastry typically does not stretch very well. At least that's been my experience. So, yeah, there's that. Let me get these out of the way. And then just kind of pry this up. And slap that on there. And, okay, thankfully, we only have one more to make. Because I am running out of room, y'all. Alright, we're actually going to rearrange these so that they are sitting this way. Yeah, these are not going to look great, but you know what? What's our motto? Doesn't have to be perfect. Because nothing in this life is perfect. Nothing. The only thing in this life that is perfect is God's love for us. Yeah. Perfect and unconditional. Oh, yeah, by the way, happy Resurrection Day, aka Easter. Oh, that's got a lot. Okay. And also, as I was saying about the recipe, you don't even have to use mixed vegetables if you don't want to. You can use, I don't know, you can use whatever vegetables you want. You know, use carrots and, I don't know, potatoes, or, of course, there's carrots in there? I think there's carrots in there. Use, I don't know, just use whatever you want. Like, you can use asparagus, which is really good. You can use, I don't know, like I said, carrots, or heck, use okra if you want, if that's your thing. Me personally, I've actually never had okra. Oh wait, no, I take that back. I had okra once and I thought it was disgusting. Definitely not my thing. But that's not to say other people don't like it. I don't know, we just never really ate it in our house because, God rest my grandmother, she was not a very good cook when it came to vegetables, apparently. At least that's what my dad has said. Specifically okra. He hates okra. He's really not a big fan of mixed vegetables either, but he'll eat them. Anyway, oh, nice catch, huh? Stick that right there. All right, so, okay, so we've got our pies done and we have quite a bit of mixture left. So then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to clean all this up. And okay, so it looks like our oven is ready. So let me straighten you back up. So pretty much what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our little pies and we are just going to pop them in the oven. I like to use, on this oven we only have 2 racks. I like to use the one closest to the bottom. I don't know, it's just a preference. You can use the one on top, doesn't really matter. Oh. Let those cook for, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes. I am setting my timer for 20 minutes, and we will come back in 15 minutes and yeah, and see where it's at. I'm going to attempt to pause the video and then I'll be back. Okay guys, we are back. It has been close to 20 minutes. It's actually been about 15 minutes. So let's turn you towards the oven and open this up. Pull these out. And this is what they look like. Can't hold them too long because that's hot. Anyway, close this back up and turn everything off. Ignore the noise in the background. My parents just got home. But yeah, so this is what they look like. I can't wait to taste them, but yeah, those are the mini pot pies. Anyway, bye. Have a good one.